Yeah, right. Yep.
All right,
It's
before he started. All right, man. How's it going, man? It's nice to see you.
you
Finally
too,
doing
brother.
Halloween.
Okay, yep. This is like we both said, this is one of the most important movies in our lives. This is the movie that started me on in horror. This is the first horror movie I ever saw. 6 years old on Halloween night, and
You know,
I,
why do you
this
think it
movie
makes the
means
impression
everything.
like it does? Why do you think it
I
makes
don't.
that impression, man? It's just got so many different things, and I'll talk about it while we're watching it. Different things that just got me as a kid and made me go. It almost made
Mm.
me want to be Michael Myers. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah, I
in an
know
innocent
exactly
way,
what you
but
mean. I
yeah,
know exactly what you mean. I don't know. It's just it was the music. The music was a big part of it, like the whole score, and that it was his the look of him and like his face, the
we
just the
set up
way that
and turned his head.
the way that the certain shots in this movie are some of my favorites ever in film. Like just
Dean
Donald
Cundey. Oh man,
Pleasance. Donald Pleasance's character is probably my favorite character in
this is
cinema.
pretty insane, Loomis. This is where Loomis is intense, but he's not
Yeah,
crazy
he's
like you
not
would describe
completely insane like later movies and stuff like 4 and 5. Like we both hold the notion too that we've talked and said that we wish this movie was a standalone movie.
Yes. Can you imagine what it would be like today if the last thing we ever seen of Michael Myers was him laying on the ground and then Loomis coming to look and him
Hmm.
being gone?
Yep, and then just hear his breathing and know he's out
How
there,
iconic it would be,
and
man.
that's it. And that's not totally unfortunately, but it's just the way it is. We got a bunch of sequels that, for the most part, I think are terrible.
Yeah, yeah, but definitely.
Like if we got Halloween, then we got just Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I'd be cool with that. Like if it was just those two films, like if the Halloween was the first movie in that planned anthology, and then no Halloween 2, just Halloween 3 after that. That's cool with me too. But I do have nostalgia for 4 and 6. I do like those movies, despite them ruining what makes Michael so mysterious and scary in this movie in the first place. They try
No,
explaining him
they
too
captured
much.
it. They captured the feeling of the original Halloween in the first few minutes of Halloween 2. Like when he's wandering around the
Mm,
neighborhood, he's looking, he's
yeah.
watching that girl, and he's looking, he's watching the old man, the Harold, the old man,
Yep.
he's on your sandwich, you know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
That captures him.
Yeah. It
It feels
does.
like the
Then
same movie.
I wish they. I just don't like the brother sister thing, and
They
I know
should have,
that's something that
with
a lot
Halloween
of
2,
people don't
they
like.
should have had him start over. Like with him watching people, he should have went after that girl and then picked a whole new neighborhood. That's the way I would have done Halloween 2, not going after
Yeah.
Glory.
Yeah, that way, yeah, exactly. So that way, it keeps that mystique of he has no motives, he has no reason, he's just pure evil. Them making Lori his sister just gives him, oh, okay, he's after her, that's his sister, that's why, and it
Completely
takes
killed
away
the boogeyman.
so much
Completely
mystery.
destroyed the boogeyman aspect. Completely
Yep,
destroyed it.
absolutely. And I mean, there's a reason they called him the boogeyman throughout this movie because that's what he's supposed to be, the boogeyman.
She
He's not supposed. The boogeyman don't have a sister that's chilling somewhere that he has to kill. You know what I mean? Like, like it's the
Yeah,
boogeyman. I feel that's why I can't stand that they did that, the brother sister thing. I'll never like that.
that's the whole reason why he was referred to as the shape, because he's the shape of a man, but not a man.
Yeah. And just
That's why they called him
just
that.
all of Pleasance's dialogue in this, Loomis's dialogue of his monologues in this, with him with the blackest eyes, and that like he's looking at this night, staring at the wall, seeing past the wall. All of that is just that's another thing that drew me in. Like when I vividly remember seeing this for the first time as a kid,
It's like
that
he
was not.
knows him, but
Yeah,
he
it's the
doesn't.
way
But he
he
doesn't.
describes Michael, and it's just like it's so like it sucks you in immediately. And then when you see Michael and you see what he's him killing people, it's just
That's
like you
that's
see
what
that
kept Loomis
Loomis
on
is
him,
right.
man. Because he knows him, but he doesn't know him at all.
Yeah,
You know,
basically.
it's like he knows him, and that's the intrigue that kept Loomis on him. That's why he kept on him and kept being his doctor, because he
Yeah,
knows him, but he's so intrigued because he doesn't know him at the same time.
And he also is probably the person who is most scared of Michael, and for good reason, because he knows him the
He's the only one
most.
that knew what he was capable of. Everybody else
Yeah,
just thought, well, he's
exact,
catatonic. He's not going to do anything.
exactly.
He knew he was going to do something.
So I mean, Loomis. I've always liked that too. That Loomis is knows him the most, and because he knows him and what he is the person who's the most terrified of him, and he's the one who has to take him out. Just everything written with Donald Pleasance, and he was only on set for what 3 4 days. I think it was three days or 4 days.
Yeah.
Just imagine, like, and he was doing a lot of movies just all the time. And this was probably just like, all right, I'm doing
So
another movie, 3 days, 4 days, and stuff. Move on, do another thing, and then this is what blew up, and this is what he'll always be remembered for. is
he
Dr.
wasn't gonna,
Loomis?
he wasn't going to do Halloween because Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee both had turned it down. So
Yeah,
Yoblins said, "Hey," and also John Carpenter had liked Donald Pleasance, and Donald Pleasance was like, "No," but Donald Pleasance's daughter, which is with him in one of the anthologies that he did,
mm,
um, uh, liked Carpenter's music for Assault on Precinct 13. So she said, "Dad, I think you should do it." So he did
yeah.
it.
Interesting. I never heard that. That's cool.
You go ahead and get it playing.
What's up?
You want to go ahead and get it playing and
Oh yeah. I got it ready.
do the watch, and then by the way, everybody that's watching this, we are pre-recording. So
Yep.
and this is premiering right now. Afterwards, don't forget to check out the discussion because we're going to get deep down into character breakdowns and all that shit. It's going to be cool as fuck.
That's
Right now,
right.
we're going to do the watch along. Ready for the count?
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cool. I don't want to have it too loud. You can't. Can you hear it? My music. I don't want it to be too loud.
Just a tad.
Yeah, lower it a little. Yeah, there you go. It's so hard to watch these like movies, especially like this, like without music.
The sound. Yeah. I have the sound where I can hear it, and I got subtitles on too, which I
Yeah,
don't need because I know I know
yeah.
the
We
whole
know.
thing.
I know every fucking line. But I always do. I always put subtitles on for some reason. Like they're always on every app that I have, every streaming service.
Have you ever heard of whose idea it was to do the pumpkin or the jack o' lantern trying to draw near?
Probably a long time ago. Who?
I do believe Debra Hill had a lot to do with it. Debra Hill's somebody I want to talk about in the discussion a lot too. I have always
Oh
believed,
yeah.
my belief is this should have been John Carpenter and Debra Hill's Halloween.
Oh
Because
yeah,
she was
absolutely.
just
She
as
put in
important
a
as he was.
lot. She put in a lot of effort and creativity, and had a lot to do with the whole story.
Every bit of the girls, every bit of the teenage shit was hers.
Oh yeah, and you could tell because
She
John
named it
Carpenter's not great at writing teenager dialogue.
right. Yeah, you can definitely tell the distinct difference between dialogue.
It's
And
kind of like Suspiria. It's a good thing that you point that you brought up. It's kind of like in Suspiria with Daria Nicolodi
yep,
writing the story with Dario.
yep.
But you could tell in Suspiria, like the fairy tale type stuff is all Nicolodi. Like you could
Mm-hmm.
tell her influence, like on that film. That should have had her name too, instead of just Dario Argento Suspiria. Good point.
You notice the messed up part in the eye of the pumpkin. That's the exact same eye that Michael gets stabbed in.
Yes,
That little chip part
that's
there that's
awesome.
messed up in it.
Yep, that's cool.
Just little things that sticks out. Yeah.
Haddonfield, Illinois, Halloween night, 1963.
Deborah Hill was from Haddonfield, New Jersey.
Just that house, man.
I am building that house.
What?
I make houses and stuff out of like cardboard and stuff, and
Awesome.
I've already made the hallway for Texas Chainsaw Massacre where it leads into that red room where he slams the door.
Oh, nice, dude. I got to see that. Send me pictures or something.
Okay. And now I'm making the house, the Halloween house.
Awesome. I
Just
love how this house looks, and just in the excuse in 5, that excuse of the Myers house. I can't stand the Myers house in Halloween 5. What the hell was that?
with a little circle thing with a point that goes at the top of it and
Yeah,
shit.
it's
Yeah.
just so obviously not the Myers house. It's like, what the fuck were they thinking? I know some of it
That's
had to
so
do with
clever.
like they needed a bigger place to film inside of. I think was one of the reasons, but still, they couldn't use a better set or find a better house.
Donald Pleasance made a comment about that too. He just didn't like it.
Did he? Yeah,
Pleasance was one for staying authentic, for staying organic.
yeah.
Is that ting, that sting, man, or that ting is so important in this, man. It's like not even
Oh
music,
yeah, the
but
ding, and then how it just keeps going, and
it
like you keep hearing it because it doesn't fully stop.
it rings throughout the whole thing. Him
Yep.
coming all the way through the house.
Oh, it's brilliant. Like this is one of those movies that it would still be a masterpiece and still be probably my third favorite film of all time if the score wasn't in it. But with the score in it, like this, it makes this movie so much better than if it didn't have John Carpenter's music.
There's been some people that have watched it with the music off, but with the dialogue still in it. You know what I mean? That have that equipment that can do that, and they say it gives off a
Yeah,
completely vibe.
yeah. Like I can't imagine this movie without the score, and because it's the greatest score of all time.
Oh, it
Like
is.
this is my greatest like film score of all time. Like the film with like the greatest score.
Yeah, it's boy. Michael grows up thinking that dudes are some quick motherfuckers, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that's the
He sees
quickest
old
sex
dude.
scene
Yeah.
ever.
By the time he got through the dining room and at that hallway, dude was already done. And then
Yep.
Bob later, man. Bob does everything fast. Bob fucks fast. Bob dies fast. You know, when he says it to
Yep.
the door, you know, he's thinking, man, this guy does everything fast.
Yeah, this is notoriously the quickest sex scene ever with
Yeah. And
Judith.
do you know the look he looked it up and gave her because she said, we got to hurry because my mom and dad will be here at 10. Now, later on here, you hear the clock ting, ting. That's 10
Yeah,
o'clock. And
yep,
then they're pulling up home.
yeah.
So she knew it had to be a quickie. But when he's done, when he's opened up the door, he kind of looks up the door at her like, you notice how he gives her that kind of that look.
Yeah, yeah. That kind of like what's up?
I think it's 1963.
Yeah,
So
63.
a 16-year-old girl, 15-year-old girl that's okay with you know, doing a quickie would be kind of loose
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I didn't think of that. Early
back then.
60s. Yeah, early 60s.
Oh man, that's a different beautiful boobs on her. I seen a couple of girls.
No,
I
yeah,
talked to her. I talked to her during the interview that night had with her.
yeah, yeah. That I saw. I think I saw most of that. That was a great interview, actually.
She's a sweetheart. Most of these
Just
people are that did the low budget independents, the lower budget ones.
yeah,
Some of
absolutely.
these are nice people.
Because they didn't expect it to turn into what those movies turned into. You know, like they had no idea. They just did it out of love and passion,
Yeah, they
and
had to.
that's why they're so nice and stuff. And they want to talk to people and fans and stuff because they did it out of love and passion, not out of wanting to make money off of it. And
Well, I always wonder why they were just standing there. Stare. You think they're just
yeah,
staring?
I make fun of
Like,
that too. I know it's stylistic. It's a stylistic choice, and it looks awesome. But like, yeah, like in reality, it's like they're just standing there looking at their kid for like 15 seconds.
Mom's got her hands in her pockets, like, "Hey, what's up?
Yeah, and they see the knife, they see the blood, and they're just like, all right.
What have you been doing, Junior?
But it does, like it
Where's your
looks
sister?
awesome. So
Where's your sister? Because that knife stab is long to see it.
I love the just all of Loomis's dialogue.
The storm here is like it's like a sign of the storm coming. Just like you notice with all the Friday 13th, there's always a storm.
Yep. I think I'm pretty sure every Friday except for well, Jason X obviously ends with like the finale. The final girl chase ends with a thunderstorm.
Yeah, there's
Am
at
I
least
wrong?
some
Every
shit going
one,
on.
I'm pretty sure. The first one, it's raining, thunderstorm. Same with two. Same
The
with
third
three.
one, well, the third, it's more wind blowing. You know what I mean? You don't get a lot of storms. You
Okay,
just get a lot of wind.
yeah. Then four, because I'm thinking then four. Four definitely does.
Because remember, wind is so
Five.
strong in three that it's blowing the fucking doors up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is it raining though in three? I'm pretty sure it might be. I don't know, but most of them do. But
Yeah, it's supposed to signify him as like a force of nature. I do believe.
yeah, I love the lighting in the car with Marion smoking.
Yeah, he's just first time I ever seen this. It gives you off the impression that he's just kind of a dick because he just kind of dismisses the fuck out of Mary.
Oh yeah,
She's like, he'll barely be able to sit up. That's the idea. And she's like, see, she has the same idea as everybody else does. He's just another mental patient.
yeah, and that's where Loomis is the only one who knows that he's not. He's fucking just he's something completely different. He's pure evil.
You never want him to get out. Never, never, never. Because he has to. He has no choice. He has to
Exactly.
go in. Now, this to me is a creepy ass part when they pull around here and you see all these fuckers in the
Oh
window.
yeah, dude. The when he the shot in a bit when he palms the window and breaks it, that creeped me out as a kid. Like that's a creepy shot, and yeah, with all the mental patients, and it's lit so well. Like, and it's like as it's nighttime shots, like just the way that it's shot and lit, he
Yeah.
nails it. Like Carpenter, just all the cinematography in this movie is just beautiful.
Well, they were working with not very much money, so they lit what they had to.
Yeah,
It's a serious case, just like I've said a million times with low budget movies, and when it comes to lighting and stuff like that, um, it with low budget, it's how you use that budget. You only got so much
yeah,
money. You got
yep,
to put it in the right place.
exactly.
The
It's
good
how
ones
you
go there
write.
first.
I say that all the time. It's how you write to your budget. If you have whatever amount of money that you have to spend, don't write stuff into your script. That's going to be, like car explosions or like, crazy stuff that you don't have the budget to pull off. Write to your budget. And that's something with independent films. Yeah, that I say all the time. And a few
Ch-
that
ch-
a few that I got to like see early, like doing this, like that people would send me their movie early and stuff.
yeah,
Same thing. They write well to their budget.
Chainsaw Massacre did that really well too. They had probably the
Oh
lowest
yeah.
budget of anybody.
Oh, well, Hooper just was a visionary. Like that's that's another great example.
He's gone. And this is the first time Marion really gets an idea because she got that shit scared right out of her. She's like, "What the fuck?" She
Oh
didn't even know
hell
what to do
yeah.
because the whole thing in the book it describes she rolls down her window because she's used to talking to mental patients. She was going to roll down her window and talk to him and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, chill out, relax," until she realized,
Yeah,
fuck.
we got to let's get you back into, let's get you back to your room safe.
She found out really quickly that I love this. Looks they shot this in L.A. man, and this does not
Yeah.
look like L.A. at all.
Yeah, there is a scene or two that you could see a palm tree, but yeah,
But
no, you're
just
right.
the
They do
neighborhood.
make it look like a small town. They make it look like what you would think of Haddonfield, like this small
Yeah.
town community.
And this is a neighborhood just a few blocks off of Hollywood Boulevard, man.
Yeah. I also really always loved the fact that Carpenter and nobody, they never sexualize Laurie
Right.
as a character. You know what I mean? Like like in the '80s, once the '80s slashers came and stuff, like all the women, the main characters are all sexy as hell and stuff. Like they don't
Yeah.
attach, they don't push her, or like as a sexy woman or anything. It's just Laurie.
They
Like if
misread
any,
it, man.
if
They
anything,
misread.
yeah,
That's
if
why they
anything,
misread.
Linda is like the one that is supposed to be like the popular one and the gorgeous one, but like I like that they, and I also like that they didn't market this heavily using her mom's name, using Janet Leigh, because
Yes.
they
That's
easily
very
could
good.
have marketed that and started her success off of her mother's name, and she didn't. She did all this herself, Jamie Lee Curtis. So I have a lot of
Yeah,
respect for her.
well, yeah, back then, yes,
Yeah,
back
well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's
she
with
was a
her
different chick back then.
with the
Um,
beginning of her career. Yeah,
she does such a great job, man, and she really did lay the groundwork for the Flannel Girl and the whole well, what I call the Survivor Girl.
yeah,
Um, but if you look at it, she gets high during it.
mm.
She does have the feelings, you know what I mean? She does like guys and all this. And then later on, they try to make all these girls like you couldn't do anything in order to be a final girl and survive. If she gets high and everything, she breaks those rules like crazy.
Oh yeah, I
So
think
does
it's
Amy
just
Steele in Friday the 13th Part 2. She's fucking Paul that night. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
I
everybody's
think
decided
it
to go
might
home.
just be I think it just might be like this was a few years before those like slasher rules were even made.
Yeah.
You know?
They made it based off this, supposedly. It's completely
Yeah,
different. They didn't get it right, which is why it doesn't capture the same magic.
yeah. Oh yeah. Because this is not a slasher movie to me. Like I never considered this a
Oh,
slasher film.
no way.
Same with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I never consider that a slasher either. They're
Black Christmas.
much more than that.
Black Christmas either.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
See,
they lay the groundwork, and like
yep,
they definitely inspired like Friday the 13th, which started the whole boom. But I don't consider them slasher films.
nope,
Like I always say, Mario Bava's Twitch of the Death Nerve is like the
yep,
slasher,
it
the
is.
movie that like led to the slasher boom
Bad blood.
in the
Hell yeah,
genre.
it is. Hell yeah. Um, she became the target right there. She reminded him of Judith, and Tommy reminded him of him about how they
Hmm.
used to interact.
Yep.
She became the target right there. Now, I'll talk a little bit about that. There's a lot of talk in the community, in the horror community, about who the actual target is.
Oh yeah,
We'll,
I've watched a video about it, about it being Annie.
we'll I'll get into my feelings about all that and what I think it truly is. Right now,
Okay.
she is the target. He likes her. He follows her throughout the whole day at school. Somehow he
Yeah.
knows exactly what classroom she's going to be, which is creepy as
I
fuck.
like how you have Doctor. Oh yeah, I love how you have Doctor Wynn there, and then people who like see Halloween 6 for the first time. Most of them, unless they're diehard Carpenter Halloween fans and seen this movie a million times, I doubt a lot of people even knew who that was in Halloween 6 when they reintroduced Doctor Wynn.
Yeah.
Like, because that's such a small scene here in this movie, and like you just see him real quick, and like he mentions his name once, Doctor Wynn. So when 6 came out, I wonder how many people actually knew that that was that character from this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Because to me, you got different groups of Halloween fans. You, you got your core organic fans like us with this one, and a little bit with 2, and then we like Halloween 3, and then you got your people who are so wound up in the whole
Oh,
in
the
the
whole
whole
franchise.
yeah with the shit on the wrist, or what do they call that, the Thorn
Yeah, the
dynasty,
Curse of Thorn,
which I'm
which
not
is
into at all.
yeah, and it's weird because I like a lot of Halloween 6, even though that's the one that really dives into the Cult of Thorn. But the producer's cut is like a completely different movie. Like it feels like a completely different film, and Michael actually stalks in that, like for the first time since like Carpenter's. So like it has I think the producer's cut in 6 has the closest feel like with Michael's character to the original. This
I, I
all
still
the
never
Thorn
seen.
stuff is retarded, but there's good stuff.
I've still never seen a producer's cut, man. Never.
Oh, you gotta check it out. It's like it's similar stuff. It's the same story, but it's just the scenes and the different scenes. Like it's like a completely different movie.
You seen the blood come right his face when he ran to him and seen him with that mask. He was like,
Oh yeah, and that's such a great shot.
that was Mickey Yablans, which was Yablans' kid. And see, I think Michael watched them bullying him and shit, and it makes you wonder if Michael was maybe bullied, fucked with a little bit.
Yeah,
in the book it says he was, and he
Well, that
wants to,
they
not
show
because
that
he
in the
wants to
remake
hurt him,
too.
but because he's curious about it. You know,
Yeah,
he's just curious. He's just
like
like, why does
well,
this kid
yeah,
remind me of
like you said earlier. That's what I always thought is maybe he sees himself in Tommy.
Definitely, definitely, because he never shows any want or any longing whatsoever to hurt the kids throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
He could have, but didn't.
Yep. And
Like
it's
she
good.
had to lock them up in the bathroom. Of course, she didn't know that, but
Yeah,
she didn't have to. He wanted her.
and it's good that that we're talking about this like in just the context of Carpenter's film here and
Yeah,
nothing else, because you could anyone else you could say after this like of course he didn't hurt the kids because he's after Lori, his sister. Like, but here it adds more mystique to him. Like, does he have like a thing against killing kids? Would he not go that far, or is he?
it's just not an interest.
Yeah, it's
You know?
just not. It just doesn't catch his curiosity like Lori and the others did.
Yeah, Lori. Yeah, he wants to relive that first night, man, and she's the closest thing he's seen so far to her. And
Yeah,
he wants to relive that feeling that he got because he got such an excitement from that.
yeah. I mean, so much so that he didn't speak ever ever again afterwards.
Yeah, completely took him over. It, it this part here, it makes you wonder here if maybe he didn't throw this shit around. And now, how did that matchbook get all the way from the middle of the dashboard all the way to the ground? Was he leaving clues?
Yeah, I don't know what to think of how it got there. I mean, maybe just from the car, like from it. Did he crash it, or he just left it there because he killed the mechanic? I mean, that's how he gets his clothes, which I think that's a
Maybe in
great
the
little touch that they even show
maybe
that.
in the whole hustle, maybe in the whole fight with him.
That
They
yeah, the
got that.
scuffle. That's what I would think. Like it flew out of the car, fell on the floor.
He came out so fast, his hand swiped across the dashboard.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just a continuity error, and they just didn't think of that, and they just thought of, all right, we just got to have him find the matchbook, and it's on the floor now.
But it's but it's great for us to fill in the blanks. Though
Oh, absolutely.
my fucking favorite character of the whole fucking movie. I absolutely adore PJ Souls.
Oh yeah, PJ Souls is great.
She's about as smart as that brick she just walked by, man. And she's great.
I always loved Annie. Annie was always my favorite.
My oldest son likes her too, man, and
She
Michael
has
likes
like
her
this.
too.
She has like this bubbliness to her that's just adorable.
She's feisty. She won't. She won't. Ain't a motherfucker gonna fuck with her and get away with
Oh yeah.
it. And Michael likes that too.
Yep.
Michael likes that about her. He likes how feisty she. He likes the fact that she's the one who says, "Hey, jerk, speed kills." He loves
Yep.
that shit. Well,
Even
Michael's
though
got interest music like a wrestler here. As soon as you see the car, you hear the music. You know what I mean? I love that. And when the
uh,
car's going, the music ends.
and I love how they show the car all over the place throughout this movie in the beginning, in the background and stuff. Is like when
Even when he's behind the bush, the car's parked
yeah,
up over here. Yep,
yeah, it just always makes you feel like
he's
he's
there.
a threat. Like, yeah, like he's there and that he's a threat. That like Michael's watching at every moment.
Yeah.
Even though there's no way he fucking heard her say speed kills and stuff while going that fast with the windows up.
Well, we didn't see if his driver's side was up though.
Yeah, that's true. I still don't think he would have heard it.
He seen them, thought about it for a minute.
Yep,
Seen
and then
Andy
just
because in the book he describes he's got a sexual feeling for her that he just doesn't understand. He likes her. He talks about her hips being wider. Now she's
yeah,
got a poochier fucking thingamajig and all that.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
when he's watching change the clothes,
yeah.
it talks about that, and it's really cool. If you haven't read the book, I definitely suggest it.
No, yeah, I never did read the novelization.
You got to read it. It tells so many things. You'll love it,
Yeah, I gotta seek that out.
and it doesn't add stupid shit to it that don't need to be there.
Yeah,
Nothing to
that's
do with
always
his
a
sister or
good thing.
nothing. It's written
Always
by
a good
Curtis
thing.
Richards. I actually have it. It's worth like $300.
Nice.
I just ordered a new copy of it, a 50th anniversary for $49.99. It was limited. You could only order it up to October 31st or September 31st, and then you couldn't order it anymore. But I got lucky and caught it just in time.
Yeah, it was a good catch.
I had to, man. I had to. I'm such a Halloween fucking. I'm such a Halloween whore. I got a Halloween room, man.
I saw before you sat down. I said the throw rug with Michael's face on your
Oh,
chair. I've
yeah,
seen it, but that's awesome.
yeah. I pushed it and I was getting my shit together. See, in the car right here, the car's parked across the road,
Yep.
pointing that way.
Yep.
There it is. Now you notice he let Lori see him, but not Annie.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you
And
wonder why. That's when people start questioning who the target is.
exactly.
That's when we get into this controversy. I say Lori. I say Lori is the target the whole time.
Oh yeah, I've always thought that too. Even though it is interesting, the whole Annie theory, with
His
Annie
his
being the
interest
target.
his interest is different. His interest in Annie is different than his interest in Lori.
Yeah.
Like I say, he's kind of turned on by her, but doesn't know why. He doesn't understand where those feelings are coming from because Michael don't think about fucking people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and he's been
At
locked up
least
since
until
he's
he's seen
6 years
Annie.
old. So
At least
the
until he's seen Annie, and then
yeah, right. It's like now he's full awakening. Now he knows.
he just doesn't know. And the book talks about that, man. It's got a big chapter that discusses that while he's
Yeah,
watching her. It talks about what he's thinking.
that's interesting.
You can get it online. You don't have to get the book.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I can track down just the typed out version.
Do it definitely, man. I recommend. I love how the Savage Reviews discussed this part when he was doing his review of Halloween, and I know you've seen it.
Yeah, oh yeah,
When you're bumping in here, hi, Lori.
yeah. Well, I love Dave. He's so funny. And
Or
it is he is creepy, the sheriff here. Like
no, no, I mean the other Savage dude that you like so much. What's his fucking name?
Savage
Um,
Zombie reviews.
no,
Oh, Sinister Cinema reviews.
Sinister Cinema. He's the one
Jason.
talking
Okay.
about that Jason, that little thing between Brackett and Lori where he looks at her and then he goes, "Hi, Lori," and
Oh
then she's walking away and he looks at her. He went into a deep thing about that, man. I've watched that 2 or 3 times.
yeah. What
I
about
love the
how
guy, man.
pervy the sheriff is? He is kind of pervy. The sheriff.
Hi, Lori. Yeah. Yeah, I watched. I was laughing my ass off because he's right, man. It's true.
No, yeah, I know. I've always thought that he was creepy, like the way that he approaches Lori like that.
He watches her walk away. He's just like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
I
like,
don't know.
damn, man.
I don't know if they shot it like that, like to make it to throw people off in a way, or like because it's stupid. If if that was the case, I don't think it was.
Michael's also got to think about bedrooms and sheets. You notice different things with sheets. Like down here, he's standing in sheets.
And then he wears the sheet later, of course.
He puts on his sheet. I love that part, man. Oh, I have so much to say about that part with him being in the Bob thing.
Yeah,
Uh, I got so much to say, man. We both do, man. We're
I
liable to
know.
babble about this forever.
Absolutely. And that's we were even saying before we started recording that we're both doing watching it again on Halloween night, which is like a yearly thing. From I'm assuming you too have forever. Halloween it has to be watched on Halloween by me every year.
Now, should we preview this on Halloween Eve or Halloween night, or you think it's when I should put it out?
Nah, why wait? I mean,
Or
people gonna
I
people.
definitely won't wait till after. But you don't think I should do it before? You think I should do both on Halloween, the discussion and the watch?
Um, I mean, you could premiere them whenever. I mean, if anything, I think maybe premiere it like before. because that way it leads up people that are going to be looking up Halloween and stuff leading up to Halloween. Then we can get all that. People can see it that way.
Because our discussion, I'm gonna edit real good. I'm gonna throw pics and everything on it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So it's gonna be a nice production. Our discussion. If you ever see my last house on the left with King Gore, it's gonna be like that.
Yeah, I did see something. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I like how you do that. That's what I do time to time. But it take that those are the ones that take a lot of work, like with the editing and stuff like that. Yeah, it does, man. Oh yeah, absolutely hours.
But this will
But
be
it's
worth
worth it. Yeah, it's worth it when you're finally done with it. When I finish editing a video and stuff that I've been doing a few hours, like I'm proud of that shit. It's like, all right, good. Like it came out good.
I finally got this on vinyl, man, and it is
Yeah.
it's like the 40th or no, the 50th anniversary of it or some shit.
Nice.
Well, not. Let me see. No,
Just every piece of music in this score is so important, and it's played at just the most perfect time.
Yeah, like you had Lori's theme right there. When you see her just walking, they call that Lori's.
Lori's theme, yep. And then they have the Myers house theme. Then they have the chase. And every one of those pieces of music is just as important. Like it, people think of Halloween, they think of just the main theme. No, it's every theme in this movie.
The chase theme is one of my favorites too, man.
Oh yeah. And then the ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, that adds that to it.
Oh, it's so good.
What do you think of this story? This dude, I would like to see a movie or at least a short, kind of like an anthology of the story this old man starts telling about how he gets a hacksaw and then
the guy who killed. What the full story on like what happened to him? I'd hear it.
God damn it, Loomis!
I'd watch it.
What does he proceed to do? It's something bad.
I definitely is. He's got a hacksaw.
Got himself a hacksaw.
And then we never find out. Just, God damn it! Why do they do it?
Kissed his wife and his kids goodbye. Then he proceeded to. Where are we? God damn it! Couldn't believe it. Such a young boy. Wait, lost? No, man. Look, there's a big fucking hole here. What do you think? That motherfucker pulled that shit up at the ground by himself.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, you got some strength just from that.
And this is a regular size Michael. This ain't the big monster Michael from the zombie.
Yeah, from later movies. Yeah.
This is dude our size, you know.
He came home.
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how big you are, but I'm 6'1", about 190, 200. So me pulling one up out of the, and that's about Michael's size approximately. So pulling a fucking thing up out of the ground like that, no fucking way.
Yeah, there's no chance. This guy is super strength, and I love how they never explain that in this specific movie. And good. Like, there's no reason to explain anything about Michael.
Would you notice him following you all the way like this? See, I'm kind of paranoid.
I would absolutely know there's a car following me. Like, there's no chance I wouldn't notice that.
And I'd be like, ain't that one fucking car?
Yeah, I guess it's just because they're stoned and their kids and shit that just stop it. And it's a small town and nothing bad ever happens, probably, so.
My dad, why stop? Don't stop. Turn this way and go this way and avoid him. Don't stop.
Yeah, I know. And there's no way that Sheriff Brackett doesn't smell that pot. Like, there's no way.
The windows are all the way rolled up. They've been burning half the joint. And I mean, just look on his face. Lori's right. I mean, look, he's like, God damn, it's stone driving again.
Right.
But it better not be my shit, God damn it. That's probably what he's thinking. It better not be my shit.
I'm getting comfortable.
That's what Brackett's thinking, man. You better not be smoking. That smells like my shit. You better not be smoking my shit.
Yeah, it's all right. She's taking her father's stash.
Yeah, that's what he's thinking, man. That's one of my skills. Goddamn, you're lucky Lori's here.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'd have to arrest you for stealing my pot. But Dad, I'm your daughter. That's my marijuana.
Bust your ass, honey. Come get
You
the car.
coming with me? And it makes no sense that this alarm has been going off all day, apparently, like at the store. Because Michael had to have broken in there and taken the knives and the rope and stuff like that, and the mask way earlier in the day. None of that makes sense.
With the way he's breathing, you can tell he's breathing in a mask in the morning before she even goes to school.
Yeah, exactly. So it had to have been early in the morning that he broke into the hardware store. And I love that. I love that shot of the car passing Loomis right behind him, and he never knows how close he is to Michael in that moment there.
And you know damn well Michael's seen him. Michael's like,
oh
there's
yeah,
that motherfucker. He's in town. I fucking knew it.
It's like, now I got a problem.
Yeah, he's gonna follow me around just like always. This dude's been a thorn in his ass for 15 years. That's why finally in Halloween 2, he takes the scalpel and just gives him one stab. Just jab. Take that, fucker. You want to go to the dance? Dick Baxter, which is the name
Dick
of the medical examiner in. Well, no, he's the guy that drowns. He's the last guy that drowns in the pool.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then Ben Tramer.
Nope, Dick Baxter died in the ocean. He's got that gets up and draws the M.
I love how she teases her about.
Yeah, she's just trying to hook her up, man. She just wants her to be a fucking.
Yeah, exactly. Wants her to have a good time.
It just makes you wonder how it's like you see Linda, you see Annie, and then you see Lori. The only way that these three are friends is if they're friends all the way from childhood. They have to have been friends all the way from childhood.
And that's what the vibe I always got from it, is that they've probably known each other since they were like preschool, like something like that.
Otherwise, Lori doesn't have any friends. She's just not like them.
Yeah, no, she's not, and that's probably one of the things that captures Michael's attention.
Small town where the kids go to school together all the way through elementary school, junior high school, high school.
Yep, and they know the same people in the town and stuff their whole lives.
That's what's cool about the story is it doesn't explain that, but they don't have to. You just get that vibe. That's just good storytelling. See, he didn't go over to follow Lori here. He went over to see what Annie was doing now. Now he's interested in her.
Yeah.
What the hell is she doing? This big mouth bitch, man.
That's this big mouth bitch.
She's talking shit. She just got the swagger to her. You know what I mean? And he's interested in that. He's like,
That's what I love about her character. It's just the way that she is. She just has such a great personality.
She's the type to stop right in the middle and be like, "What did you say? What are you looking at, motherfucker?"
Yeah, exactly. Like she ain't taking no shit.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts though is when he was talking about the books. Oh, who cares if you got your math book? I should get my math book, my English book, and let's see my French book. And who needs books? I always forget my books.
That's funny. Sheriff.
Oh shit! I have a place for that.
Every kid in Haddonfield thinks the house is haunted.
Yeah,
and that's cool too, because that that happens in small town stuff. There's always that like one condemned house and stuff that there's some scary story attached to. They're like, oh, this person went crazy, butchered his family, and like if you go there after 10 o'clock and hear a bird call, then like it like there's stuff like that in like all small towns. So it makes it feel more real, like and believable.
And this is and since it happened on Halloween, which is Michael's birthday, by the way.
Yep.
This is absolutely no. You don't go there unless your kids and your brats, and you want to dare some kid to go up to the door.
Oh yeah, like
no one has lived there. All this time, no one has lived there. That's how freaked out they are by it.
But
At least it doesn't stay
apparently they're showing the house off because that's the whole reason that Lori goes to
shut.
drop the keys off. So I guess they're showing them off, like showing the house off.
Like it's finally been passed off. Like the parents are gone or whatever, and whoever took it
Yeah.
over finally passed it off to the realtor and said, "Man, can you get rid of it?" Like taking like I'll take bottom dollar, of course, because you'd have to go low
Yeah.
and sell this motherfucker.
Oh yeah, whatever they can take, they could get for at the bank and stuff. I'm sure they'll take.
After they made this, man, they were going to tear it down, and a dude offered them
I remember that they were
$1,
going to do.
and he bought it, and they said, "But you got to move it," and he ended up moving it to a different part of town.
Yeah. Yep. Good thing he did.
Talk about an omen, man. The night you're there in that room, the rain gutter busts and falls down and busts the window.
Yeah. Right. And dude, Loomis has his gun out faster than the fucking sheriff.
Yeah, the sheriff's looking at him.
He's ready. Like Loomis is ready for just anything. He's ready to kill Michael at any moment.
Like, you're just plain scared. He's like, "Yep, I am."
Yep.
You go. I'm fucking terrified. What gave you the first clue, man? You don't understand, man. You'd be scared too if you understood stuff. Here it is. Yeah, like he's not
This
ready.
whole monologue from Loomis is just amazing. Like the blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes, all of that is just one of my favorite monologues in the movie.
Right, and the way he talked about it to begin with was he's like he's like beyond good or evil, right or wrong. He's beyond all that.
Yeah.
He's something else. Pure evil, yet something else. And he don't even know what yet.
Yeah, and that's what I think terrifies him the most too. Is that he knows he's evil, he knows he has no emotion and no motives, but he still doesn't know exactly why and exactly what he is, and that terrifies the shit out of him.
Because in 15 years, he never said one word to him.
Yeah,
that's makes him the scariest boogeyman ever, I think.
Oh yeah.
They could have almost called this the boogeyman, before the boogeyman movie. But the title Halloween's perfect.
He hides his comics under the
kids then are so much more naive.
What? Because what?
The parents and the kids are so much more naive then, man.
Yeah.
He's hiding these harmless comics because his mom don't want him to have.
But they're gonna like vacuum the living room eventually. Like it's not a good hiding spot. Like you should have hit him somewhere better. You should have hit him somewhere.
Damn it, he's got the comic book still anyway. Well, I'll stuff him back under here, not like I ain't seen.
Right.
Lester's like, somebody's bad out there, man. I'm telling you.
Lester is right.
What is it with Michael and Dog?
Yeah, I was just thinking I'm gonna say something about the dog stuff because, like, I mean, I guess there's no Mickey D's in town. Like he just wanted to eat a dog. Like I never understood that.
This dog with Lester, he's thinking, man, you're lucky I don't got time to eat you because you feed me for a while.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is with him and dogs.
He likes to kill them.
Oh yeah. For some reason. It's maybe just another deep-rooted issue he has that we never get to find out why.
Well, Lester here, he has no choice because all Lester would have done would number one, come out and bite him, or number two, just come out and stand there and bark at him the whole fucking time he's trying to watch Annie.
Yeah.
That'd be annoying.
Oh yeah, he had to shut him up. He needs to enjoy his voyeurism in complete peace and quiet.
Constantly on this ear, ruff, 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 ruff.
It's like, shut up! I'm trying to concentrate. Shut up.
Lester don't seem like a mean dog, so he may just stood there and just barked at him, which would have been a complete just bum. He just like, all right, now stop.
Yeah, I think it was mostly just to shut him up. But the other dog that they say is still warm and stuff, he ate that dog, right? Like that's fucking
No,
weird.
so it shows that he's still, he's still, of course, got to eat. I love the
I love the shot of him looking in at Annie.
he's trying to lure her. He pulls that plant down. He's trying to lure her out now,
Mm-hmm.
but it just doesn't work. See, this part here in the book is really, really well discussed. It's really well done the way it's written. Of course, the book was made after the movie.
Yeah.
He does a good job of explaining what's going on in Michael's head and the way he just thinks about shit. It's so odd.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right after when we're done doing this. I'm gonna look up like an ebook version of it, like a torrent I can download.
Barking again, getting on my nerves again.
And I love that too. I love how Lindsay's just in a trance watching movies all night.
She didn't hear a fucking word. She's like, whatever. You the babysitter, bitch. Go figure it out.
Yeah. She's like, let me watch my scary movies in peace.
Yeah. Kyle Richards, man, the sister of Kim Richards, which they were both in the car.
Yeah.
And of course, Kim Richards from Escape from Witch Mountain, and later on when she was growing up, she was in a called Tough Turf with James Spader.
James Spader's great. I love James Spader.
That's a good one. If you haven't seen Tough Turf, check it out. It's got her sister Kim in it. The blonde.
Okay.
The one that's in Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's her sister.
The Thing. I love how they showed The Thing from another world on there, and then Carpenter a few years later ends up doing the remake.
Yeah. Now, what's your thoughts as far as old ones go, man? Do you prefer like The Thing or The Fly or say the Invasion of Body Snatchers? Which one of those three? I mean,
you're talking the originals.
Yeah.
Probably The Fly and Body Snatchers are ones I like more than the other one. But
better than the original Thing, yeah.
But than the Thing from Another World. But The Thing is Carpenter's Thing is my favorite movie ever.
Right. Now, as far as those old one goes, I think Body Snatchers is such a good show, man. Even though it was made back in 1956 or whatever, I think it is so good.
That's why the remake was one of those rare movies that just like that is known as a masterpiece, and I didn't see it until recently, a few months ago, the '78 version. But I've seen the original a few times, and I like the original a lot.
The 1978 remake of Body Snatchers is in my top 5 remakes ever.
Yeah, no, I can see it absolutely. Like it's a phenomenal remake. I got to watch it again to fully sink in.
This is the best talking he ever did, man.
Yeah.
This is so.
Paul, is this your Cheap Tricks?
When you first see this in 1978 or 79 or whatever, I can remember. I can remember what it was like in 78, 79 when I was 5, 6 years old.
Yeah.
And this terrifying this part was, man. Because he's there, and she's like, it's kind of like Hitchcock. We all know what's going on, but the main character doesn't.
Exactly. And it's like that great quote from Hitchcock about what suspense is with the bomb and stuff like that. That whole quote, I love that.
It's the same aspect, except for he's the bomb.
Yep.
Holy cat.
She's in such a trance watching these movies. It's so funny.
Yeah. It's Paul. She loves Paul, man.
Oh, hell yes, she does. She loves her Paul.
Paul does something a lot better than what Bob does, I guarantee you.
Oh, for sure. Bob.
My
Bob is
soul.
quickie. Quick Bob.
She made up that song on the fly, man. My soul. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I make up songs all the time. They're
So do I.
mostly they're mostly
I love it.
stupid as shit, but I do them all the time.
I can ad lib rhyme like a motherfucker.
Yeah, me too. I do that always. Make up words. I make up songs. I make,
I love to do a lot of parodies. I
yeah,
would if if there was no Weird Al, that's what I'd have went for as a parody artist.
yeah,
Fuck it.
yeah. Weird Al has some hilarious shit.
He really did, yeah. You locked yourself in. Don't you not open up the door when it locks? She stuck her ass is sticking right there. Somehow she
That's
got herself.
that's so
Michael
funny.
could have
Yeah, I don't know how she got in that situation.
Michael could have cut her throat, cut her head off because she was stuck, man. And he's right out there with her,
Oh yeah,
looking at her, going, "What the fuck is she doing?"
that's so funny how Lindsay's like is just looking at her like, what the hell were you doing?
Like if there's another camera angle where we could have seen him like over his shoulder looking at her, he'd probably been cocking his head with that too, like
Yeah, right.
looking at a butterfly
And
position.
that's so iconic with him with Bob with him tilting the head like that. But they beat that into the ground with every sequel they make him do that with the head turn, and now it just doesn't mean anything.
Well, they just don't do it right too, man. I mean,
Yeah.
not to say that none of the Michaels were any good. I'm just saying none of them were Nick Castle.
Oh no, yeah, exactly.
Just all of a sudden he's there. She cuts that way, and then when she cuts back, so you can see the shadow just kind of just move away.
Yep, it's so good.
This whole time she got that door open, and he's hearing exactly what she's gonna be doing.
Yep. Lock your doors, bolt your windows.
Nice creature feature type joke, like
Yeah.
yeah, Doctor
Or
what is it?
Caligari.
Or Doctor Wolfenstein.
Oh yeah, Wolfenstein. Yeah, Dr. Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
I love House of Thousand Corpses.
Oh man. Yeah, I seen it at the theater. And back then I see it at the theater, there's a lot of people leaving going, I thought that was supposed to be scary. That wasn't scary. And I was thinking, oh my God. Nowadays everybody just adores it.
Yeah, no, I love that movie. That's my favorite zombie movie. But
Oh, easily.
Devil's Rejects, I think, is his better film. Like, but
It's a
it's
better
my
made film. But
yeah. But yeah, House is my favorite, and I have a lot of nostalgia for that movie too.
of course it's just got a lot it's just got a much better rewatchability. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's too rewatchability is so
and
important.
oh yeah, and it's more fun to
Man,
me. It's more of a fun movie than Devil's Rejects.
definitely. It's just to me that rewatchability factor is that fun. You can love and
Oh
enjoy
yeah,
a movie, but only love and enjoy it once or
yeah,
twice.
exactly. Or you can have movies that just hit you on such a level that, like this movie, that it's just endlessly rewatchable. That
Yeah.
movie just that you can watch anytime, anywhere.
To me, Carpenter's got a couple like that. The Fog, Escape from New York, The Thing,
Hmm.
all that shit in his early days like that are really, really good rewatchability. And
Oh
that's
yeah,
so
In the
important.
Mouth of Madness is my probably my third favorite Carpenter film.
You know?
Prince of Darkness, I feel, is very underrated.
Yeah, I like it, but I don't love it as much as like The Fog and Escape from New York and Halloween.
Yeah, no, I don't either. But I feel it's a great movie, and it
Yeah.
doesn't get enough praise.
No, it doesn't. And I think part of the problem with it is a lot of the cast feels like TV actor cast. You know what I mean? It feels like
Yeah,
fake
I get what
TV
you
actors.
mean. It doesn't feel it doesn't feel similar to Carpenter's other movies, like before,
Yeah,
especially like after In the Mouth of Madness, because
yeah.
that movie is just fantastic.
See, she's expecting that. She left that door unlocked, and that's why she didn't think about it.
Yeah.
That's why she didn't think about grabbing the key. She knows she left it unlocked, but now she's going back thinking, well, maybe I did lock it. Fuck it, I'm gonna get the keys. But he
Yep.
locked.
Exactly.
He's in there right now,
Yep.
and that's why by the time she gets back, the windows are all plugged up. He's been there long enough to plug up the windows. But
Yeah.
he's
He's
already in
breathing
that car.
because he's breathing.
He's already in that car. He locked it. He likes to play games. That's another thing that the early
I know.
Michael, but the later Michaels didn't do. They didn't play games. He didn't fuck with them and shit.
Yep. Well, that's the thing is that this movie is the only one where he does a lot of things like that. That he fucks with people. That he stalks. That he just watches. It's the only one that he does that in, and that's what makes it so fantastic. Like all the later ones is just like he's there to kill, and just like shit pops up, kill somebody, kill somebody. There's no watching. There's no stalking.
He had to have been in there because
Oh, absolutely. He definitely
then
was.
because then when she went back, just by habit, she just opened it right up and went in and stepped in and was like, wait a minute. Number one,
Yeah.
wasn't that door locked? Number two, why is the windows fogged up?
Yep.
And he wanted to strike. It's the first time we actually get to see him straight up like this.
Yep.
He getting frustrated now. Slice. Now the first several years that I seen this, it was so dark on TV and on VHS.
I
I
know.
didn't
I know what
see
you
the
mean.
slice the throat.
I didn't either.
I
I
thought
know.
he
I know
started to
exactly
get
what you
better.
mean with the old quality, how it used to be. It was so dark, and like her shirt, like the top of her shirt being red, that
Yeah.
I always thought was blood, like it because it was so dark and stuff, and it's not. But you can't see that slit either.
Finally, on DVD is when I seen him bring the knife across, and I was like, "Oh shit, he cut her throat."
Yeah.
Because I was wondering in Halloween 2 why her throat was cut. You know, when they're pulling the bodies out and bracket chicks are out, and she
Yeah.
stabs her
Yeah.
throat
And
body
just
and her throat's
you
cut.
see it. Yeah.
I was like, "What? Okay, maybe he did that after." But nope. Now I used to do this shit as a kid. Because I have a niece Valerie that's like 16 months younger than me. So when
Mm.
I was 5 and she just turned 4, and I was 6, she just turned 5 type shit. I would
Yeah.
fuck with her and do this shit because of this movie. I would do this kind of shit.
Yeah. That's funny.
Valerie.
Yeah, just Saturday whispers creep the shit out of her. I
Before
love
she,
this shot to how when
yes,
Tommy sees her carrying Andy's body.
yes.
That's so creepy. And like, imagine being a kid and seeing that. Like,
Oh man, because he's already all about the boogeyman anyway.
yeah, yeah,
To him, that's confirmed. The boogeyman is carrying your friend in the house. Goddamn. She looked dead. Goddamn. Pay attention to me. She's all with her. And she's like, "You're scary, Lindsay." And then Lindsay completely turns on her. I believe you,
well,
Tommy.
yeah. I love that.
He's like, "All right, what the fuck? All right, gang up on me. What the fuck ever, kids? Oh my
That's because
god."
she can't even imagine that he's right. That there is a boogeyman out there.
Yeah, and Lindsay's just saying that just to shut him up and get him on the couch to watch the movie. I
Oh
believe
yeah,
he's coming. Now sit down, be quiet. I love this. It's such a naughty old man, fucking Loomis.
what he does to Lonnie, and then I love that.
And then he's so proud of himself.
And then he laughs. Yeah, that's like the one time you see Loomis laugh.
The only
In
time you
this
get a
whole-
smile at this motherfucker the
That's
whole
the only
movie.
time you see him, yeah, happy at all. Like, besides just being his serious self, is here when he fucks with them.
Because he does it playfully, but he's doing it because he wants to get him away from there.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Good reason. He wants to get him away because of Michael, but he does it a playful way, and then he's so fucking proud of himself.
Yeah.
And then instant karma gets the shit scared out of him.
Yep.
Instant karma.
I love that smile on him.
Because if that was Michael, his ass would be dead right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he's thinking too. He's thinking, "Oh my god." That's the thing about Brackett. Brackett should have announced himself, man, because
Dude, that's the third time he snuck up on someone in this movie.
he knew Loomis had that gun, man. You better announce yourself if somebody's holding a fucking Magnum,
Oh yeah.
especially when they're paranoid as Loomis is. He's turning the story again.
That's why I hate jump scares that like that, like in movies when it's a friend who just and that's the jump scare. Do you ever see a Ty West The Innkeepers?
Yes.
They have probably the best example of that. And ever since I saw that movie, I said this is how they should do that because the girls like looking around this hotel, the inn or whatever, and then the guy who works with her is like trying not to scare her. So he says like, "I don't want to scare you, but I'm right behind you," and she still kind of jumps. But that's hilarious. It's like that's how you got to do it. Like, all
Right.
right, I'm right here. I don't want to scare you, but I'm behind you. You know? And that's I hate seeing jump scares like that though when it's just a friend and they just scare the
Trope.
shit out of you like it
Like,
and for no reason for no
it's like,
reason.
damn, that's an old ass trope, dude. Come on.
Oh yeah, so it's so they use it constantly like still to this day all the time.
Uh, at this point here, Michael's satisfied. He's setting up Annie in the bed with the tombstone,
Yep.
and then now he's hearing them pull up. He wasn't expecting them.
Nope.
I don't
They're
think.
they're just bonuses for him. I never will understand the whole. I'll rip your clothes off, you rip my clothes off, then we'll rip Lindsay's clothes off. I don't know what the fuck that got in the
People,
script from.
people get the wrong idea about that. This was a different time. He's just playing around.
Oh no, of course I get it, but like it's just like they
He's
let
being funny,
they let
but
that
it
line
didn't
in
age
there.
well. It didn't age well. No,
Yeah,
not today's world. People are like, "What do you mean, Red Lindy's blow up, pervert?"
yeah,
It's like, no, man, come on. He's only got one shirt he wants to rip off tonight.
exactly.
But yeah, you can see why in today's world people will be like, "What?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Didn't age well, John or Deborah, whichever one wrote that line." Probably that was probably Debra Hill
Maybe,
because she's the one that did this shit.
yeah.
All she
That would make sense.
just playing, because I can remember, man. I'm a little older. I can remember people, teenagers at this time, saying stupid shit like that. Not
Oh
like
yeah,
that,
no,
but
you could tell just the way that he delivers lines and stuff that he's messing around.
yeah. But some people just don't have a sense of humor for that.
Oh yeah,
He's watching everyone else.
especially like you said today, especially today.
He's standing there just, and you can hear the breathing get a little heavier and shit when you see somebody fucking around.
Yep.
He's
Well,
just like,
the sound design is just fantastic in this movie.
see, she knows it just from what happened earlier with him standing down the sheets, with him standing there looking at her in the classroom, and this and that.
Yeah,
She doesn't know, but she's got an instinct. She knows something's wrong. Something just doesn't feel right.
and it keeps increasing as the night goes on
She's kind of on edge.
until she yeah, and she keeps getting a little bit more anxious and stuff until she finally goes over to across the street.
Yeah, with the whole Annie thing. Yeah, the Annie thing I think is so interesting because
Yeah.
with the whole sheet and everything. She's joking at first, but as he continues to stand there looking at her, she starts getting creeped out, man, for real.
Oh
She's
yeah.
like, that's why she decides this is going nowhere. I'm just gonna call the lawyer because this is going nowhere because she's freaked out and she's trying to separate herself from the situation.
Yep.
I think it's Bob a chance to have sex 10 or 20 times, man.
Lindsay is gone for the night.
All right, we can get 10 or 15 in then tonight.
Yeah.
Just before the parents get home. We call them the Mr. Speed. Because Bob's a speedster, man. He does everything fast. He probably ain't drive fast.
I love this show, and I love how like he's like fucking her thigh right
He's
now.
getting
Like,
that thigh, man.
yeah, like that is in no way them having sex. Like he is screwing her thigh right now.
He's just rubbing it. He don't care where it's going as long as it's touching her.
Exactly.
That was going to be Dennis Quaid, but Dennis Quaid was already tied up doing a like a movie of the week, television movie of the week called "Are You Alone in the House?" So they
Oh,
couldn't get
okay.
him, but it was almost Dennis Quaid, which was her husband at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know what Dennis thought about this the dude just fucking digging into his wife's
He's
leg.
probably saying, well, at least he's just fucking a thigh. At least he's not actually inside it.
He finally found where it was at though.
Yeah.
And once he get in there, he like at 17, I wasn't even that pathetic, man. He's like, and I thought she goes, fantastic.
Yeah, I know. It lights the cigarette up.
Like, damn, if that's the fantastic one, I want to see the other. Like, she's even got to have a cigarette after that. Like, it's almost like she doesn't know any better. Like, I think Bob's like the only guy she's ever slept with, probably.
Yeah, probably. I mean, they're what, probably 17 years old, right?
16, I
Around
think.
16, 17.
17 top.
So they're early on in their conquests, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. And with it being a small town, you know what I mean? The
Yeah,
chances are less
that's
that
true.
you're going to sleep with more guys.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, you know, you get friends, you keep them for a lot of time. You get boyfriends, and you keep them longer too. You know what I mean? Because your pick just isn't as big.
Yeah. Yep.
Bob didn't break a sweat, man.
Nah, not one. Not one bead of sweat is on him.
Like they did just enough to make her nipples hard. Which I bet Dennis was like, "Why is your nipples hard?"
Yeah, right. It's like she goes acting. Imagine
Just nature. They were, you
it
know.
was cold in that set,
Yeah. She wasn't originally supposed to show anything, but she decided to. The Carpenter really, I guess, Carpenter
and we love her for that.
carefully, carefully was like, if you could.
Yeah.
All right, see you. What's up, man?
Love that.
He just with one hand, man. Just
Oh yeah, and Bob ain't going nowhere.
yeah, he's. And I love it. I love that shot right there where he pulls up the knife.
Mm.
That's fucking. Yeah, I think the way he cocks his head to the side and looks at him and shit, he's thinking, wow, not only is he staying in place, but that motherfucker's already dead. This
Yeah, I love the head turn. It's just like what is he thinking? Is he like admiring what he did? Like looking up
that
like
he's thinking,
like
this guy
hmm.
does everything fast, man. This guy just does
Yeah,
everything
yeah, that's
fast.
he's like and now he died real
He died
quick.
faster than he was up there having sex. Damn, cool. Now this she's playing at first. I love this because you can see she starts to get intense, man. She starts to freak out.
Oh yeah, yeah. It
Starting
starts
slow,
playful, and she
but she
and
knows
then
by
she's just
now.
like, all right, enough.
Bob would have been breaking the joke by now. He'd have been like, you know what I mean?
Yep, exactly.
She's a
And that's when she starts to really fear something's wrong.
yeah. Well, she cuts the joke here and laughs and says, "Okay, well, blah blah blah. Just bring me my beer." And he stands there, continues to look at her. Then all of a sudden, she's getting uncomfortable. It's like it's like, wait a minute. He always laughs at my cute little jokes. You can see it.
Yeah, like right there is when she says, "All right, where's my beer?" Like that's when she's starting to get like
It's in her eyes, man. It's in her eyes.
worried.
She's like,
Yep, yep.
it's scaring her. She's She's not thinking it's a maniac under there, but at the same time, she's thinking it's something don't feel right, man. I don't like this.
Yeah, yes.
This is when the shit is beginning to hit the proverbial fan.
Absolutely.
And she's used to her friends playing jokes, but not to this point.
Yeah. That's pretty much what ultimately makes Lori go over there.
Yeah, because lights.
So she knows they wouldn't take it this far.
Yeah. Lights go on and off, this and that.
I love the shot in a second when Michael picks the phone up with the light onto the mask.
Yeah.
Right there. Like, I love that shot.
She heard a little bit of breathing and she was like, what the fuck was that? And why did they stop? Because usually by now they'd have been like, ha ha ha, we got you.
Yeah. And then she sees the lights go on and sees them go off.
There's still a part of her though in there thinking, well, when she's on her way over there thinking, well, maybe this year they decided to take it an extra step since they're all four over there. Blah blah blah.
I think that's why she calls back here.
She's telling herself that all the way across the street. Oh, this is just a big joke, and they're just going to jump out at me. But I have to make sure my friends are okay. Which I think is why she carries the keys in her hand, which is why she loses them.
Yeah.
Because even back then they were teaching keep your keys in your hand to defend yourself.
Oh yeah.
So that's why she doesn't stick them in her pocket, and that's why she loses them. Is because she's keeping them in her hand for a weapon.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm just running to the bathroom. I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
All right. But yeah, in my opinion, that's why she loses those. That's why she loses the keys. She doesn't put them in her pocket because I think she's holding them in her hand, using them as a weapon just in case. If she can tell something's wrong. And this here tells you the car's in a different place than it was. Because at first, remember, Michael parked just down the road from the Wallace house. So this tells you he's gotten in the car and left and came back around since then. So now it's closer to his house. He parked it there, probably seen Loomis, and decided to just walk from there. That way, Loomis wouldn't know where he was at. So the house looks like far away. That shot they did right there, the house looks so far away. And she doesn't seem. I mean, she's getting closer to it, but at the same time, it seems like it's taking forever for her to get there.
Yeah.
When she first stepped out, looked at that house looked a million miles away, and she doesn't seem to be getting any ground on it. I was just talking about when Loomis just looked over and seen the car. Now, remember at first when he first followed them, he parked just about a half a block down from the Wallace house. So that tells you he's gotten back in the car and he's moved it because now it's closer to his house. It's like
the car is moved.
He's seen Loomis there, and he parked it a little ways up from that, so that he wouldn't know where he was at.
Yeah.
So that way, when Loomis did see it, he wouldn't know where he was at. Yeah. I think that's why he moved it.
Yeah, no, that makes most sense. Because he knows that Loomis is onto him. He knows he's in town. He knows he's looking for him.
Yeah, and he pulled up quick. He may have wanted to go back to his house real quick for something, but then he pulled up there and looked over and seen Loomis standing there. That's why Loomis was able to just look over and see it down the road, because he's like, oh, shit. he was, and decided not to go to his house. Fuck it, because that's where Loomis is. And he said, "Well, I'll just leave it here. That way, Loomis doesn't know where I am."
Yeah. This whole sequence,
So,
once she finds the bodies to getting back into the house, is, I think, the most tense scene like ever put to film, like ever.
it is. It is.
Like it's like the scariest scene in a movie.
Like you know what's getting ready to happen.
Oh
You know
yeah.
it, but it makes you wait, makes you wait, makes you wait, but in a good way. He even left
And
the
then just
door
her
open for her.
screaming on the lawn and everything, and go to a neighbor, and her screams are fantastic. Like all of that is just so tense.
Remember, Bob closed that door,
Yep.
and it's open again, especially for her. He knew she was coming. Once he heard her on that phone and all that shit, he knew she was going to be on her way.
Oh yeah.
I do think, man, I can't help it. I disagree with those that say that Annie was the intended target. She became the intended target once he seen her for a
Yeah.
different reason. But once he killed her and Bob and Linda showed up and everything, I still think if she hadn't come over here, he would have made his way over there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Lori is definitely the one that caught his interest in the beginning, right from when she dropped the keys off at the Myers house, and we see that he was in the house, and he saw her there.
But he's claimed this house is his. He has
Yeah,
claimed this house.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he puts he puts Annie with his sister's tombstone there on the bed. He's like, this is where my sister rests now.
He even took the time to display all this shit to where if she bumped into something, Bob would swing out. If she bumped
Yeah,
into the walls, if the door would open, he'd shoot through the window. He set it
yeah.
all up for her.
And that just be this. That's the movie. This is the movie that set that trope up of finding the bodies. The final girl finding the bodies everywhere, swinging around. Fucking.
Yeah. That's great, isn't it?
They got such great dramatic timing. These killers, that they're able to let bodies come out right at the right moment to scare the shit out of the final girl.
You know, it doesn't show Linda. She bumps into it, and he has the door all.
Yeah, then it slowly opens.
Yeah,
that's a great shot. And Linda's body looks messed up with her neck twisted and stuff. Like
yeah, it looks like only half of her is in there.
Her corpse looks like it's scary. Like, I remember that freaking me out too when I first saw this.
See this as a little kid, and see it when you first. I remember my first time I seen this, I was just like, and this is the first one ever where the killer just kept coming back. It's almost like when you stab him and he goes down, it's like he loses all of his hit points, and it takes him a minute to get his hit points back, and then he's back up again once he, you know.
That's true.
Like she is in shock. She can't believe what she's looking at.
Oh yeah.
She's like, this is no fucking joke.
Oh yeah, especially because she knows the Myers. And she dropped the keys off the house that morning, so seeing the tombstone there.
She's like, wait, because she walked up to see, because she wasn't sure if she was dead yet. She walked up, just she walked up to it, just making sure that it wasn't a bunch of bullshit, and then she was really dead.
And then once Bob swings down, oh yeah, Linda's corpse looks really twisted there.
It's the best use of lighting that I've ever seen done. It made the spray painting of the mask with that particular white perfect.
This shot right here is just one of my favorite shots in the movie, with Michael's mask coming into view.
Yeah. And it was all because they painted it that particular white. It was a real pale white.
Oh. Even though he sucks at killing Lori.
Well,
he stabbed her right in the shoulder. Why?
Well, it's very dark. She may have moved to. She may have adjusted.
Yeah, I mean that's possible.
That, or maybe he just, wanted to draw it.
Him coming down the stairs is another one of the greatest shots in the movie.
The way he comes down, and now this here is one of my favorite parts when he's going through the door. How he turns around, And he frantically, once he punches that in, the way he reaches in and does this shit, just reaching around for that knob, it's crazy, like, man. It shows how nutty.
One thing I love,
this.
I love that Nick Castle did once he breaks through the door, he switches hands with the knife.
Yep.
I love that little detail.
Yep. He shows he's definitely right-handed. He used his right hand for that. He had the knife in the other hand. On his way, switches.
I just love that so much.
Now,
that is such a great detail, and then this scene just here is just the best.
Now, I've talked to you about how I feel about this scene right here. Now, he's already out that back door. He's standing in the background in the darkness watching her. He's not coming after her yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah. To see if he gets any help.
Yeah.
He knows she's going to run. He hears her running up the house and screaming for help. He wants to see if anybody's going to come out and help her before he comes after her. He's standing back here waiting. You know what I mean? It's not like he's standing back here making a sandwich or something.
Oh yeah, he's waiting to see if he's got the okay that all right, she's still alone and isolated before I can go after her.
Yep, nobody helped her, which he suspected anyway. I mean, that's just fucking people.
Yep.
Now he's like, oh, okay, now, yeah, you dropped the keys because you still have them in your hand when you went over they're laying there at the house somewhere around the steps.
The way that Carpenter just keeps shooting back to Michael, and then back to her, and then back to Michael getting closer, and back to her, and then the way she screams, "Tommy, please!" Like, wow, it gives me goosebumps every time.
She doesn't run to another door because her fucking ankle and foot is broken. You know what I mean? A lot of people say, "Why did she stay right there at the door?" Well, because number one, she's in panic. Number two, her foot's broken.
Yep. Oh,
she thinks she's gonna die. She thinks she's gonna die right now.
Oh, absolutely.
And as he got closer, I would love to have been in the theater.
Then I love that as soon as the door opens and shuts, the music cuts. Like instantly, the music cuts right out when she's back in the house and shuts the door. That's such a clever fucking thing.
He didn't come to the door. He immediately went to that phone line and cut it. And now she looks over and notices that window is wide the fuck open.
Yeah.
Has been. She's looking all around. Where is he? I don't see him. I don't know. He could be any fucking place. So she almost goes into submission right here.
I love how. Oh yeah, and I love how they shoot the couch. That like the lights all on the couch and it's darkness everywhere else in the room.
That's what they always stuck with me too. The way he falls here, he just like it's like he shut off. And you see,
right, like a switch just goes off. Yeah,
his legs all bent behind him and shit. He's out. It's like he shut off, like switching off a Terminator or some shit.
Yeah.
Drop hit points are at 0 right now. They're slowly building up. You got to build your hit points back there.
Yeah, they're restoring. They're restoring over a few minutes.
If they injure him, he shuts off for a minute. He's got to rejuvenate, and that's so odd. It's just odd.
It is very odd, and that's what just makes it more mysterious. Like, what? This guy's not a regular human being. Like, what's up with him?
Because when you first watched this, I imagine in '78 at the theater, I imagine people were thinking, "All right, yes." I guess people were cheering. Like when she saw, I guess people were losing it. They were like, "Yes," and talking to the screen and shit, and telling her what to do. Don't throw down the knife. What are you doing?
Oh, absolutely.
But she's thinking, well, he must be fucking dead. He dropped like a sack of potatoes.
And I love how they do that a few times. They do that with the coat hanger. That's another one. That's like, all right, now he's got she got him, you know. And nope. And then we get that shot that is probably my favorite shot. That might be my number one favorite shot ever in a movie when Michael sits up in the background. Yes. Like when I saw that, when I was a kid and I first saw that shot, I was like, whoa, like that looks so cool. Just how he rises up and has the way the mask looks, like all of that is just brilliant.
Yeah, because when it happens, it blurs her and makes him clear in the back. And he sits up perfectly. Like his feet or legs don't even move. Like when you sit up like that, your legs are shit.
Oh yeah, his top half just moves up, and then he just turns his head a little bit, and it's fantastic.
Now here's where my story, a story that I've wrote. Here's where my story starts, right here. This is the part my story starts in. My Halloween, yeah. And it's done, but I don't think I'm going to release it this year.
Well, I mean, whenever you feel that that you have it exactly the way that you want it.
Well, I do. I have it exactly. It's completely done, man. Part one's completely done. I'm halfway done with part two. But
Nice.
I think there's been so much Halloween over the last 3 or 4 years that I think
I
I'm going to give
know.
everybody a year's break.
Makes sense. I mean, you're right. There is so much fucking Halloween, and it's
And
gonna keep
negativity.
continuing because now
So
they.
much,
I
so much
forgot who.
negativity toward it that I don't think people will
Oh
really go
yeah,
into it.
I forgot who got the rights, or if someone did get it. Who got the rights now to Halloween?
Oh, I don't remember. It was between Miramax and A24. I think
Yeah,
it might have been Miramax.
yeah. Miramax, whoever got it, isn't it? It's like, come on, man. We just had the trilogy. Like, we just
Yeah.
had Halloween Ends last year. You can't just let at least like a few years go like by without touching the Halloween property.
These closets are so weak. He could have done this minutes ago, but he wanted to grab it and fuck with her. You see him just
Oh
fucking with
yeah,
her?
yep. And I
Like
love,
he
I
didn't buy
just
her
love.
going out that window. He's like, she opened up those doors. He knew damn well she didn't leave. The kids
Oh
are
yeah,
staying there.
exactly. And she knows that she ain't gonna leave the kids.
Right. So he went straight directly to the closet. And and just when he was walking, when he went in the doorway, he turned, he went zzz, zzz, like a robot.
Yep. Oh yeah, and I love the way that he breaks the closet in. Like that's so iconic too. Just by like with the slots and just beam by beam, he's pushing it.
Yeah. Stay with that. All right, now he's definitely dead. I there's little things on YouTube where you can watch where it shows crowd reaction, like actual crowd reaction of people watching this in '78.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really cool because people are cheering. Ah, they never see
Oh
anything like
yeah. Oh yeah. I can imagine. This is another movie that, like you just said, people never saw something like this. Same with like The Exorcist. Same with Texas Chainsaw. That like when those movies came out, those were the first of those kinds that people
it.
saw of things like this.
He's the first one to keep getting up. Why? We don't know. They don't know. They
Yep.
don't know why he keeps getting up. He's dead again. Okay, she threw the knife. No way. In my story, she doesn't throw the knife. Well, she throws the knife. However, I won't give anything away. She throws the knife. Yes, but
Yeah.
this all happens just like Carpenter's book. This is all just like our Carpenter's story. This is all just the same until he sets up, looks at her, and then gets up and starts coming after her. And then
Okay.
that's when it becomes my story. When he comes and snatches her, when he runs and snatches her, it's my story.
Yeah.
And it's completely different after that. Hope everybody enjoys it.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to read it, man.
Because it's not gonna go like this one did. Yeah. There it is.
So good.
And then the music kicks in immediately.
Yep.
Damn. I bet 38 people at the theater were going, "What the fuck? This
Oh
fucker
yeah.
set up again."
And
Well,
when when they pull his mask off, when she pulls his mask off, I know a lot of people who say that like Michael's deformed. He's not deformed. He just got stabbed in the eye with.
yeah,
That's why
yeah.
his eyes all fucking swollen. That's it. Like I've heard people say that like it's weird that Jason and Michael are both deformed. Michael's
No,
not
he's
deformed
injured.
at all. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I've always I was like, yeah, no, that's just he got stabbed in the fucking eye. Like
With a
that's why his
wire
eye
head,
looks
yeah.
all weird. Like, besides that, he's just a normal looking dude. We see him as a
Yeah.
kid. He has no deformities or anything. I always
Well,
thought that was
she
weird. Some people think that.
she doesn't pull off his mask in my story.
Okay.
You never see
Interesting.
his face. You never see his face in my story. Just grazed him. Like it seems like he shot him in the face.
That's what I always like. So I always thought that he hit him right in the face,
Just
and that's
grazed
why
him.
his head goes back.
Yeah, I think it was just a, you know,
Yeah, yeah, maybe just reaction.
for years, people thought that right here. She said, What's the boogeyman?" No, she says it was the boogeyman, but
Yeah,
the
it
it
was the
is so
boogeyman.
light. But the it is so light.
Yeah,
It was the boogeyman. It was the boogeyman.
and yeah, and then it makes sense because then he says, matter of fact, it was.
Yeah. But for years, people thought that she said, "What's the boogeyman?" No,
Yeah. No,
was the boogeyman.
I can hear it. Like you can hear why people
Look,
mishear the
the
words.
sound is so much better nowadays, man.
Oh yeah.
Now, do you think he gets a look here like? Now they said he's supposed to have got a look here like I knew he was going to be gone. I think he looks a little more surprised than that. I think his
Oh
eyes
no,
are
yeah. He's definitely surprised. I think he's just like
surprised but not surprised.
it confirms his worst fears
He's like, "Oh my
about
god, I can't believe
Michael.
it," because it's almost as if he was
Like he
walking
knew that
through it
he
thinking,
knows.
"Is he going to be gone? If he's gone, I'm not going to be surprised, but he should still be there." Looks there, looks. Oh my god, he
Yeah,
really is going to be
exactly.
gone.
Like he knows he of all his theories about Michael being evil and being not human and stuff like that, it's him hoping that the body will be there, but then when he sees it's not, it confirms
Yeah.
he's right about everything. He's like, of course he's gone. He's like, he's not human. Like he's fucking evil. Like he's pure evil. He's not a human being. So of course he's not
Yeah.
here. And I think that's the surprise on his face that he just
Exactly.
it kind of confirms his worst fears. So he freaks out a little bit, which I don't blame
Like,
him. But
like
what a
Loomis
fucking
is the first
phenomenal
one to
movie.
tell you. Loomis would be the first one to tell you if you know the boogeyman. Just like he didn't even hesitate. He's like, matter of fact, that was the
Oh
boogeyman. Hell
yeah,
yeah, I've been saying it forever. I'm glad you see that now.
yep,
Because without
yeah.
Loomis,
He's
there,
glad
he'd
it's
be
fun.
dead.
He's oh yeah, and he's glad at least someone finally saw it too and knows that like yes, the boogeyman is real. That is the boogeyman. Like he doesn't sound
Exactly.
like a raving lunatic anymore.
Because at that point, that's all she had in her arsenal was to pull that mask off. Other than that, she was dead right there. Loomis
Oh
saved her
yeah,
life.
no, if Loomis absolutely saved her,
Um,
and then just the breathing at the end, just
showing
the
different parts.
perfect
So,
movie.
stops with the house, and then it goes black, and this is Halloween. And that would
Yep.
have been perfect to end the whole thing on. And today we would have
Mhm.
been even more excited to talk about it because we wouldn't have all the bullshit in the background thinking about
Yeah,
it. And
exactly.
not
That's
against
how I
anybody
feel.
that likes those, nothing against those. I'm just
Oh
a
yeah,
pure fan of
absolutely.
Halloween.
Because I mean, like I said, I have a lot of nostalgia for all the Halloweens through like H2O maybe, just because those are the ones that I grew up watching most. But
Man,
when
I'm
then
still
like as you get older and then you just look at things more analytically and look at like get into film itself more and then you start to see the flaws with all with most of those later ones. So I mean, I still have nostalgia for four and even five, but five is just terrible. But I still love them in a way, just not the same way that I love this movie
oh,
because
absolutely.
this movie is just a masterpiece in every single way.
This was excellent watching this with you, man. I
Yeah, yeah, I know, man. I
I
enjoyed the hell
expected
out of this.
and you can feel my passion for it. I know you could, man. I
Yeah,
was
I
waiting
know.
for
Oh
it
yeah,
so damn long.
absolutely. That's it's funny that I remember you commented once on a video of mine saying that I love how you are like it's like the first time you're describing things like the first time you're watching them again, and that's why I love doing this is because I love rewatching these movies and being able to capture like that feeling of
Yeah,
myself, like seeing it and having people that like it like to watch and listen and stuff they see it on us, they see it on people whose passion's really in this,
if
like
you
you can't
expecting it,
fake that, like
if you
that's something
expecting
you
me to
can't
be this
fake.
passionate, that's true. Absolutely, you got a great point.
Yeah, like
And
you know when someone absolutely adores what they're talking about, and and you can tell when somebody's doing it for views or for money or for if anything like that.
I've never doubted anything I've ever seen of yours, man. That you've done. I've seen you talking about. When I see you do the Tarantino's and shit, I was like,
Yeah, I
that
love it.
that just reinforces. I said, me and him have got to do Halloween, and I said, I want to
Yeah,
do a watch with him, and I want to do a discussion with him where we could just sit and talk about it.
hell yeah. This is
because
great to watch, man.
you have more passion than 99% of the people out there in any of the sub horror communities. You lead
No,
the pack in
thank you, man.
passion.
And you just think it's right back at you. It's the same way.
Especially when it
It's,
comes when it
you
comes to
keep,
these films. That's why I don't do films that I don't like or I just think's okay. Just ones I absolutely have.
yeah,
Well, I'm being passionate for them. If I think they're okay, you don't see them.
yeah. That's
I can tell you. I've tried.
that's those are the ones that I like having fun with. The ones that are decent or like are stupid, or those are the ones that I like making fun of and start breaking down stupid shit. But when I'm talking about like perfect movies or like movies that are
Right.
masterpieces to me, those are definitely two different types of videos that I do. There's the ones that are about movies like this that are like my perfect masterpiece movies that is just all serious film talk about it. And then
Yeah.
anything else that's they're just fun movies and I can just fuck around with them and stuff and make comment and funny commentaries and observations on them.
I've
But
got
this is
I got lots of stuff to show off, man. And I got a bunch of things written down that I wrote down prior to that I'm going to talk about and points I want to talk about. Um,
yeah, cool.
do you want to end the watch and then give me about 10 minutes to set up for the
Okay.
discussion, man? And then I will meet you on the other link over there.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Thanks a lot, everybody, for this watch, and definitely
Yep.
check out the next one because we're getting ready to discuss this in detail, man. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
Much
Even
love to you.
even further.
That is
See you in,
JT, and I am
I am
Dave.
JT.
And good night.
See you guys in a bit.